Indeed. Thank you, gentlemen. Well, from the latest in gaming to the latest in tech, it is Tech Daily. So this morning we have a very special edition of our Tech Daily segment. This past Sunday, Samsung held an international launch, as they're prone to do these days, and it was a massive event here in South Africa, certainly launching the brand new, much hyped Galaxy S9. We had the chance to catch up with the marketing director of Samsung South Africa, Justin Hume, at the event.
Samsung unveiled its flagship device for 2018 via an international live stream. And in South Africa, expectations were high for the brand new S9 and S9 Plus smartphones.
The camera reimagined is our theme line for this, and I think it really epitomizes what we're trying to deliver with the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus, is that we've taken the lens of a smartphone, the camera better within the smartphone, and we've built the phone out from that perspective. So how do we interpret our world? How do we see our world? And how does the camera on our smartphone bring about augmented reality? How does it give us a new contextual layer to what is around us? Samsung's really taken the camera to a new level, enhancing super low light, and we're able to do that by taking effectively 3 sets of 4 images and stitching those images together almost in the blink of an eye. On top of that, we've got the dual aperture. Now this is almost like the human eye, where the camera then senses the environment that we're in, allows more light to come through to give a far better resolution to the image. We've then been able to take the processing power that we have on board and create what we refer to as super slow-mo. We're able to slow down to 960 frames per second. The one that's gaining a lot of attention at the moment is the AR emoji. So I'm able to take a picture of you, turn that into an emoji, an avatar, and it's able to create a message with that. It's able to mimic some of our facial features, and we can deliver those messages, those emoji messages, across almost any networking or messaging platform. It's the power of that camera and what that allows us to do by combining that augmented reality with artificial intelligence that is setting a new bar for where smartphone technology is.
Pre-orders for these new devices are open and the first stock is expected to go on sale mid-March. So make sure you're in front of the line to have the camera reimagined in your hands.
All right, the camera reimagined. I love that. Now joining us this morning is our resident tech guru, Theunis Jansen van Rensburg, who was lucky enough to attend the launch event himself and seems to have brought something out of his goodie bag. Welcome, dude.
Thank you.
A lot of hype around this. Obviously, we know Samsung have brought out some incredible phones over the last year and a half.
Yep.
The S8 has been a bit of a game changer. Does the S9 live up to the hype?
Well, that's a very good question. There was a lot of hype around this device. I mean, if you look at it, you will easily mistake it to the S8. It looks very different. It does. So there's very subtle changes on the outside and very important changes on the inside. So from a design point of view, the only real difference you'll notice is on the back. The camera is still in the middle, but now the fingerprint scanner is where it should be, underneath the camera and not in an awkward spot next to the camera as we had with the S8. So that's the only noticeable difference from the outside.
You said a lot has changed on the inside. Probably, I mean, if the S8 was the phone reimagined, which I think it is, having time to play around with it, the S9 is the camera reimagined. What is so amazing about this camera?
Well, there's a lot of new technology that's gone into the camera. So first of all, within this little camera module now, they have included a dual shutter, so a dual aperture mechanically being able to be put into this device. So on all other phones, you can change the aperture manually within the software, but now they've got an actual secondary shutter on the lens. That means you have a f1.5 and an f2.5 aperture at the touch of a button on the phone. And that means basically that you're going to have amazing low light photography, because an aperture of 1.5 you'll know is amazing for a smartphone. And the fact that it's done physically with a mechanism is a game changer in this space.
The slow-mo looks phenomenal. When you think of what we're doing in the kind of social media space, that's got to be a game changer.
Yeah, so they basically spoke to their customers and said, you know, what do you want? How do you use the camera? And everybody's basically said the camera is the most important part of the device. And they said, okay, cool, let's do the super slow-mo. You can shoot at night. 960 frames per second at 720p, which is pretty impressive. And I've had an opportunity to test it out a little bit, and it works amazingly. What makes it great is that it tries to make it very easy for you. So you point and shoot at what you're going to be looking at. You then start recording, and then as soon as it detects movements, it kicks in that slow-mo, and it works really well.
Have you designed an emoji of yourself yet?
I haven't. I guess I have to do that today.
I think the emojis are going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it just feels like it really is an embodiment of a lot of what people want out of a phone these days, certainly in that kind of intersection where social media meets a smartphone.
Yeah, and the fact that you can share that on any platform makes a very big difference, because, you know, the other smartphone that has this capability doesn't do that.
Wow, man. Oh, the race is on. The heat is on. Dude, enjoy the phone. It looks absolutely amazing. And I saw a lot of our family from Samsung there as well, so congratulations, guys. It looks like it really does actually live up to the hype.